The alarm clock chirps its cicada start of it. Crawling out of bed. And clad in your suit of armor, you're ready, at least you will be, once you've had your morning coffee. You're efficient. Any good agent, Dave, you prime the toaster with a placing the... You down the brown liquid in a few determined gulps, then setting out as rounding the corner. Your neighbor, who you've successfully... Tyson lives next door and works. He certainly loves to get, but you don't have time. A flock of agents mill about the promenades. Agent D cuts a striking figure. His veneer of confidence, however, is... The main security interlock of the DOMA. Incredible how a simple assortment of pneumatics, solenoids, and bimetallics can contain such an thorough scan. The analysis floor is monitoring, analyzing, and it's just a donut. Most agents are at least bustling. A team huddled around a stack of... The audience stands in... A senior. You decide to continue. You plop down at your terminal, ready to begin a riveting day of analysis. The morning passes in a blink as you click torus analysis. Alas, one agent can hardly crack this. Instruments humming. Today's harmonies embrace your senses and are all too familiar. A sense of comfort. Are you? The all too familiar cadence grips you with a sense of nostalgia. What is? Hours pass as you get lost in the melodies. Up like a shot, you head out for your midday bowl of the agents. Several anomalous material. Perhaps the pep in your step was coloring your vision. Perhaps you're experiencing a bout of apophenia, and these seemingly unrelated specimens appear connected to your rhythm. Perhaps you're just hungry. You're late, and your hunger is as you desperately consider going back. The chatter of your fellow agents. Why was no one taking? Stepping into the ice, you stand in a fugue state for what feels like hours before snapping back to attention with only one choice. The elevator shudders violently. Well, a sudden realization. The door unceremoniously opens. Stepping out of the elevator, the door closes. Wherever you are, while on the surface, this floor appears to mirror the analyst level you work on every day. Something is clearly. The atmosphere is suffocating, and a low hum permeates the air. You can hear music reverberating in the distance. hallway filled with containment cells stretches on for as long as you can see. Most of the containment cells approaching anomalies labeled MAs, but its appeal is... This is quite glacial if you are a pedestrian. When people describe the raw, primordial crispness of an isolated mountain spring, you can only imagine how those experiences pale in comparison. An indecipherable mass of hair. Is it trying to communicate? You wake up on the floor, climbing to your feet. You would be containment room as you approach a keypad on the doorway. Of course, only one thing comes to mind. The door unlatches, and with a heavy groan, entering the test chamber. The terminal hums to life, displaying an all too familiar interface. The azure sky and the low roar of the terminal, several icons. Contrary to your cursor, approach. Detect. Non-sinusoidal wave of the digital world. The alarm start of it. Slamming the snooze button, you roll. The world fades out around you. You're going to be... The alarm start of it. An excellent clad in your suit of armor. At least you will be once you've had your morning coffee. You primed placing you down, setting out rounding your neighbor. Tyson lives next door. He certainly loves to gab. A flock of agents Agent D, his veneer of confidence, however. The main incredible how simple a sort of new thorough escape. The analysis is it's just this hotly debated topic. With a grimace, you continue on. The team huddled around. You plop down the morning. In today, the all too familiar hours pass as you get up like the agents. Several. Perhaps you're just hungry. You're late. As you desperately consider the chatter, why was no one the door? Step where it was. Dilapidate, or rather, this disgraceful display. Reports suggest the can-do. You get to work stacking a rain out of nowhere a pile of refuse with cackling reflex. On its passing, you feel an armature rotates slowly in the corner of the office space, though you can't quite make out the details. A large orb the size a rhythmic. As you sift through the piles of detritus, a snowball rests on a wave. This proves to be. The ball rolls with remarkable ease. It rapidly multiplies in size. A flash of motion catches your eyes. A rogue barrel rockets past, performing laps around a group of cubicles with alarming speed. Had you somehow entered its flight path without noticing it before? Was it aiming for it? Or rather, this as if slightly climbing slow something. The words escape your mouth like a reflex. It's a long book contained. As your keypad on the door. Containment as your keypad. As your keypad on. As your keypad along most of the containments. Or rather. Containments. Approaching, but it's a peak. A savvy agent knows better than to care. A familiar tune enters your head with each rhythmic step. Cabinet, workstation, containment cell, cabinet. That's you. You continue to wander the halls without aim. Instruments humming with the anticipation. Today's harmonies embrace your senses. They bring you a sense of. Are you the all too? What? Hours pass as you get lost. Up like a shot, you head out. The agent. Several anomalous materials. Perhaps you're hungry as you desperate. The chatter of. Why was no one? Returning, you read. Start and flat at least you round
Baba
it's just a mo the mo in they hours up so perhaps you're up as you desperately consider. Why was no the door along most contained It's a pain. Is it climbing as your keypad? The door entering. Lost in the endless. Terminal. Lost. 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 Contrary. Text prompt. Lost. 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 Text. Lost. Contrary. Cursor. Text.